What is going on, everybody? It's NFL boy Brandon. I'm back with another video. So in this video today, sorry about that, guys. Fixing my camera real quick. There we go. Okay, that should be perfect. And let's tilt it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. That's perfect right there. Anyways, in this video today, we are going to be doing again the season predictions. I know it's been about 3 or so weeks since we did the last one, but we are finally here doing our final and last division of the AFC. Next videos you guys see is coming out will involve all of the NFC teams, what I meant to say here. So with the last team, the only one that we haven't done yet is the AFC West. So let's get into the AFC West season predictions. We will kick it off with the Las Vegas Raiders. Here we go. All right, so as you guys can see, we got the Las Vegas Raiders here. They are going to go 7-10, beginning off at the Denver Broncos. That's going to be a loss. At the Buffalo Bills, again, they're not going to win that game. They're not good enough to even compete with a team like Buffalo, I don't think, in my opinion. They will, however, beat Pittsburgh because I don't see them. And the only reason I'm taking them to beat Pittsburgh is not because of they're good enough to beat Pittsburgh. It's that I do not see them going on a three-game losing streak. So they're going to lose that one. They'll come back and lose week 4 at the Chargers. They're going to beat the Green Bay Packers on a Monday night in week 5. Week 6, they will lose to my New England Patriots. They're going to win against the Chicago Bears in week 7. Week 8, they're going to play the Lions. You guys know how high I am on the Lions this year. I have them winning the North, and they're going to lose to the Lions. They're going to also be playing in back-to-back weeks against New York teams. They're going to lose to both the Giants and the Jets. And then they're going to lose to Miami. Again, they're not competitive enough to beat the Jets, the Dolphins, the Bills, the Patriots, or anything like that. So I got them losing to the Dolphins as well. They're going to lose to the Kansas City Chiefs week 12. Then they come into their bye week. They're going to come back strong, win against the Vikings, win against the Chargers, and then they go up against Kansas City at Kansas City on Christmas Eve day or Christmas Eve night. Hang on, let's go see. When the hell is that game? That's intriguing to me to see when is that game at. Okay, let's go see here. So that's week 16? All right, hang on. Let's see here. Let's keep scrolling over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. They play on Christmas Day at 1 p.m. They're going to lose to the Kansas City Chiefs, come back, rebound, beat the Colts, and beat the Denver Broncos, but it's not going to be enough to make it into the playoffs. They finished their season at 7-10. I know a lot of Raiders fans are probably going to hate on me for that. All right, on to the Chargers. Here we go. All right, so with the Chargers, they play week 1 against Miami. They're going to lose that game. Again, I don't think they have the high horsepower to even hang on there with Miami. It's not going to be a blowout by any means, but I do think that they lose that one. And then they play Tennessee. They're going to win that one because the only reason I have them beating Tennessee is because of the quarterback situation. And that's why I didn't have Tennessee doing that well in the South this year, is because of that quarterback situation. Minnesota is also going to get beat. I don't have a lot of faith in Minnesota this year, guys. I know a lot of Minnesota fans are going to hate on me for what their record is going to be when I get around to the NFC North. But I don't have that much faith in them, man. I understand that they kept on winning games by 1 point or more last season in the regular season, but we've seen what happened to them in the playoffs. So I don't have that much faith in them. The Las Vegas Raiders is up next, and they are also going to beat the Las Vegas Raiders. They go into their bye week at 3-1, which is great, but they have an early bye week. They come back, play Dallas. That's a loss. Dallas is just too powerful for them. Come back, play Kansas City. That's also going to be a loss because it's at Kansas City. So back-to-back losses right there. They're going to beat Chicago on a Sunday night. So that's going to be good for them. And then they play the New York Jets at 8:15 on a Monday night. That's going to be a loss. Detroit, they play Detroit. Again, you guys know how high I am on Detroit. That's going to be a loss. They play at Green Bay. I don't have Green Bay. I actually have Minnesota over top of Green Bay in the standings. Green Bay is going to come in fourth and final in that division this year. So you guys, like I said, you guys will see that when I bring out the NFC North. Anyways, that is a win for the Los Angeles Chargers over the Green Bay Packers. They play the Baltimore Ravens. That's going to be a loss. They play my New England Patriots on Sunday, December 3rd at 1. That's going to be a loss. They play at Denver. That should be a win. I mean, they play at home against Denver. That should be a win. They play at Las Vegas. That's going to be a loss. Buffalo, that's going to be a loss. Denver, at Denver. So I'm giving them the loss there. And then they're going to bounce back week 18 versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And that's going to be a win there for them as they play at home against Kansas City. So I got the Chargers going 7-10. I feel like this is going to start up a lot of controversy. I'm going to get some true hating-ass comments in here from Charger fans. But I'm sorry, guys. I just don't see it. I mean, Herbert is an okay quarterback. Does he get hyped up more than he should be? Yes. And, he's not been able to been pushed over that hump yet. So I don't know. Could they be better than 7-10? Absolutely. Will they be? I don't know. I got them at 7-10 right now, just looking at their schedule. We'll see what they do over the course of the year. Anyways, guys, I'm moving on to the Denver Broncos. Here we go. All right, the Denver Broncos will kick off their season week 1 at home against the Oakland Raiders. That's going to be a win. They play week 2 at home against the Washington Commanders. That is going to be a loss. I'm high on the Commanders this year too. I don't have them doing too much. By the way, guys, speaking of the Commanders, if you guys want to know, well, why aren't you doing the AFC East or NFC East, make sure that you go follow or that you go click the link down in the description below. That will take you to the video where me, my dad, and my Uncle Richard did all of our predictions on our podcast that we do every single week. We do a podcast called the NFL East Podcast. So make sure that you go follow that. And that would be example why I did not do that. Hang on. I forgot to switch it over to my logo. What the hell? Okay, there we go. Anyway, so week 3 against the Dolphins, that's going to be a loss. I do not feel like that they have any high power to beat the Dolphins. I mean, if Russell Wilson is back to himself, they could compete with the Dolphins. I still got them losing, though, but it would be a way more interesting game, to be honest with you. Against the Chicago Bears. Again, if Wilson is back to himself, that's going to be a win against the Bears. But with the way Wilson played last year, I got them losing here. I got them losing to the Jets and the Chiefs as well, as they are not going to be able to beat either one of those teams, whether Wilson is good or not. Green Bay, they're going to beat. Kansas City, they will beat at home. So that's back-to-back wins. They go on a bye week at week 9. Hang on, guys. Sorry, my son opened the door. Close the door now. Thank you. Anyways, they go on a bye week 9. Week 10, they come back, play the Buffalo Bills. Anything is not getting easier for them. That is a loss. They play the Minnesota Vikings. That's a loss. They play the Cleveland Browns. I think with a Deshaun Watson full year under his belt in the, Brown system, I feel like they're going to be too good. That's a loss. They will beat the Houston Texans, though, and then they're going to lose on the road in Los Angeles, and that's a loss. They're going to play the Detroit Lions. You know how big I am on them. That's a loss. They play us week 16. That's a loss. Week 17 against the Chargers at home. That's going to be a win. And then they go on the road in Las Vegas to wrap up the season, and that's going to be a loss. They are the lowest ones I got in the division at 5-12. So I have to wait and see how that turns out to be. Again, if Russell Wilson, it could be good. I could even see them being a top of the Las Vegas Raiders and the Chargers. But again, it's all going to come down to how does Russell Wilson play this year. If he plays like he has the last 2 or 3 years, I don't see them doing much. So anyways, on to our last team, the defending I kind of want to. Oh wait, no, the Eagles won. The Eagles won the Super Bowl last year. Anyways, the AFC representing Super Bowl champion, or the AFC representing Super Bowl AFC team that went to the Super Bowl. Anyways, here we go. The Kansas City Chiefs. They kick off their season against the Lions. That's going to be a win, but that is going to be a really interesting game. I expect the Lions to compete in this, and could I see the Lions winning it? Yes. Yes, I could. Anyways, the Jaguars, they are going to lose to the Jaguars at the Jaguars. They play the Bears. That's going to be a win. They play the Jets. That's going to be a win. The only reason I'm taking them to beat the Jets, that is because that early, I don't think Rodgers is going to be in his swing fully yet. And if Rodgers even is, I still think that Patrick Mahomes could beat him. So I got them winning here. I got them beating the Vikings as well. I got them beating the Broncos as well. They're going to lose to the Chargers at home against the Chargers. They're going to lose to the Broncos away. They're going to beat the Dolphins. They go on a bye week. They're going to come back, lose to the Eagles, which should be a really, really good game. They go on to play the Raiders. That's a win at the Raiders. They play the Packers. That's going to be a win. They play the Bills. That's going to be a win. They play my Patriots December 18th. Unfortunately, that's going to be a win. The Raiders, that once again on Christmas Day, they win. They are going to sweep the Raiders. They lose to the Bengals on New Year's Eve. That's going to be an interesting game. And then they wrap up their season against the Chargers at the Chargers, and that's going to be a loss. They go 11-6 and make the playoffs. They could possibly even have the number 1 seed by that time with that record in the AFC, how competitive the AFC is going to be this year. Anyways, guys, that is going to do it for my predictions of the AFC West. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I love each and every one of you. And until next time, I am out. Peace.